This is the Bonefish Bitters. This awesome little crab pattern for bonefish. In this fly, we're going to be focusing on using the EP fibers to help build the tail section, and we're also going to be using the EP sparkle to help dub the body section of this crab fly. The main difference of this fly and other bonefish patterns is you create a UV resin head around the eyes and the head section on this fly. And today we're going to be tying this on a size 2 saltwater hook, and you're going to want to create a thread base here where we can attach the eyes. And we're using a bead chain eye for this one. You can also use a dumbbell eye if you need to get some more weight. And we're going to make sure we get that locked in with an X pattern and then a figure 8 pattern underneath the eyes to help hold everything in place. And I'm using a little bit of Krystal Flash here. You can do this with just using the thread color, but you can experiment with a bunch of different type of material here to change the look of your head. And once that's all tied in, I'm going to start creating the head here by using a little bit of UV resin at a time. It's going to take a couple different layers to get everything evened out properly, so be patient. And I'm just adding a little bit of color here with a metallic marker on the eyes before I put my last coat of UV over it. And then we're going to tie in a small thread base here to where we're going to be creating our body. I'm tying in about a 3-inch piece of EB fibers here. And folding it back. And then once that's locked in, I'm going to be trimming this at the length of the hook. And then we'll turn over the fly and we'll be tying in our legs on top of the hook shank. I'm using a gold Sili legs, but any type of rubber legs would work. We're going to be splitting the rubber legs here, so you have 4 right behind the head and then 4 kind of back by the tail. That leaves us room to create our dubbing section for the body. And I'm using a EP sparkle here to create this body dubbing section. And next we'll be adding in our deer hair. I'm using the section about the size of a pencil, and I'm cleaning up all the short pieces to cut down on the bulk. And then we're going to measure that in just about the length of the hook itself. And then we're going to ease that into place with a loose wrap, and then start tightening the wraps, each one after that, to help splay the deer hair. And then we're going to trim out the butt ends of the deer hair. And just round everything off. And a couple more wraps. And then we're going to be adding in our dubbing to build a collar right in front of the deer hair that we just trimmed. And just about 3 or 4 wraps is enough coverage for the collar. Then we're going to whip finish that in place. And then I'm using a little bit of head cement right where the collar connects to the head, just to make sure we've got that thread locked in. The last step here is to trim our legs to length. And there you have it, the Bonefish bitters. A definite must-have crab pattern in your Bonefish box.